don't normally do it.
Okay, got it. It's happening. Maybe.
Are you sipping your tea?
My coffee. Okay. Oh. It's live. It's live.
Hi, people. Hello, hello, hello.
Good
Hello, hello,
morning,
hello.
everyone.
Good morning. We're so glad to be here. Zach and I are not sitting in the same room at the moment. We are in the same building, however. But glad to be here with each other.
Yep. Though we're vaccinated, we both want to be very safe and to be cognizant that vaccinated folks are also affected by the new variant. So we want to model good behavior. So we're doing our best to remain distanced. And whenever we do have to congregate in a similar room, we're really happy that our staff is able to mask up and be able to have those in-person moments. There we go. Why, Denzel, what a lovely mask. Wherever did you get it?
Well, I found it on our Columbus Pride store website here for our 40th anniversary year. We've been around for 40 years for those of us who don't know. And you can also get them in your Pride box. We have our 365 Pride boxes on sale that are helping raise funds for the organization as well.
Wow. What an awesome product.
Or honestly, I'll tell you, if you stop by the building and you would like to have a Stonewall mask, I may just give it to you for free.
There we go. And we've also, if you've been paying attention to our social, we are giving away masks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you or another community member are in need of masks, we have these lovely disposable white medical masks from, I can kind of see the logo right there, from our good friends at Ford. So we can either give some While Supplies Last 40th edition Stonewall cloth masks, or you can get one of those disposable medical masks as well. So,
and those are free again, as you said.
Yeah,
so stop in Tuesday, Thursday. Well, quite honestly, Tuesday and Thursday are the days we're targeting. But if you stop by the office and you are in need of a mask, we can surely make that happen for you.
Most definitely. So unlike our last edition, which we were really, really lucky to have Nija from the Illumination Project back in June, this meeting does not have a specific theme. So we're just here to give some updates and then go about our merry way and get back to work. So Denzel, I will let you take any updates that you have, and then I have a whole laundry list of things that I'm happy to share.
Well, I mean, we took off a month after Pride to recuperate, take stock of what happened. And, I think I was really pleased to see how the city and the community really activated during Pride Month to really bring to attention that Pride is not just one day, one weekend, or one moment. It is something that we do celebrate 365 days a year. Yeah. And so to have the City Hall Illumination kick off the month of Pride here in Columbus was lovely and wonderful. To be a part of the recognition of Irene Upchurch as Illuminator Award this year for her phenomenal work in our community was great to see. To see how bars, restaurants, and community organizations were able to come together and activate in their own ways to celebrate Pride. And to uplift our community was phenomenal. It was for me, just sitting back and seeing how even some of our neighboring communities held Pride events, smaller events that were safe and socially distanced was welcome and well received. I think what we saw coming out of that month also was a lot of these communities in Central Ohio starting to create community organizations and community groups that are in support of their LGBTQ folks within their respective local communities. And that's important. Because I think what we are seeing is that people are understanding that while we Stonewall may be here, our ability to connect to every community member is not something that we can do. We are small staffed, but we like to be a resource and a connection to resources across the community as much as we possibly can. So it's been great to work with Rainbow UA and to see Rainbow Dublin coming online and just again all these organizations who are really thinking about Pride.
Franklinton Pride was
great. So to see a lot of these coming together to make a wonderful events happen, but also again to think about how they continue to uplift and serve their communities after that moment.
It's been great to see the collaboration and the communication that come with them. Not all, but there's been lots of these smaller little Pride events that folks have been working with us. It's not been throw on our logo or something and then just move forward as if that's okay. There have been a lot of great collaboration and communication that these smaller prides have done within these small little pockets within the greater Columbus area. So we definitely, like, some of the rhetoric that I've received from my friends are like, ooh, like, it's competition. It's like, it's not competition. Pride is everybody. There's a reason that Gilbert Baker didn't throw a TM on the rainbow flag. It's because it's for everybody. It's not just for one person, it's for all of us. So same with Pride. You can't make Pride just one organization. It's for everybody. So yeah, agreed.
And I think we are, normally what we have done, Pride is, and I don't know if folks know this, but, for Stonewall, the organization, we are a nonprofit organization that relies on fundraising assistance. And so Pride has been our largest fundraising program for several years. It also costs a lot to put Pride on. To host a Pride annually is about $500,000 when you have in-person events and speakers and performers. And so that means raising $500,000 from our corporate partners and others. I think what we were provided an opportunity in this last Pride was to cut back and to have some cost saving moments and still raise funds. And so, I know that I'm particularly excited about some of the needs programming that we are able to create because of some of the fundraising that came about from Pride this year. And so our community cares program that we'll start to talk about with the community pretty soon, I'm excited about, because that was a number of different partnerships that led to that particular moment. The community cares program will allow us to, and community members who have food insecurity needs, possibly to reach out to us so we can support that. Some of our trans community members who are looking to have name and marker changes affirmed. That's exciting for us to be able to say we'll be able to start to support some of those as well through some micro grants and gifts. And so those things are coming online. It is new for us to think about how we can really save money during Pride, but still be able to then effectively create programming and support for the community. That's what we're looking to do as we move forward as well. So I don't know. I don't know. Coming while I was sad that we did not see upwards of 700,000 people all together at once. I think there's a lot of positive benefits that as an organization and as a community we will see coming out of this. So I look forward to being able to think strategically and intentionally in the future about how we are able to raise funds from our corporate partners that will allow us to put on programming and support our community directly. I think and many of our corporate partners here locally are responding to that in a positive way. They understand that they exist in these communities, and it's also part of their responsibility to ensure that not only are their associates supported, but that the community in which they exist are also supported. So it was a good Pride. It was a good Pride.
Yeah. And speaking of those programs, I can go ahead and launch into a couple updates.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So we are really excited that our Women's Coming Out support group is now meeting again. That group did not decide to pivot to an online platform, so we're really excited to be hosting them in person again. And again, when we're saying in person, we're talking about everyone is masked when they're in the center and socially distanced. So that way it is as safe as possible, but also understanding that there are a lot of folks who have had a level of isolation over the past coming on 2 years. And so understanding that, though, just making sure that we're doing our best to be due diligence, as well as just being good stewards of our space to make sure that folks have a space to where they might not be able to join a Zoom meeting online and talk about some of these real lived experiences, to providing that space. And we're really excited about that. We have a great partner as a facilitator for that program who is really energetic and excited about welcoming folks in and affirming of all the definitions and shades of womanhood. So cisgender, transgender, all of the different labels. Folks who are still just figuring it out, folks who might have had a different path and just directly really having some salience with their queer identity. So it's a space for anyone who is a woman. If you want to come in and have that community, we're really excited about that program. So if you want more information on that, you are able to find that on our website at our social program. So we won't give out the date and meeting time because again, we don't want to expect folks to show up. There is a form that we want folks to fill out. So if you have more questions, you can check out the website. We also have our women's book club that is meeting the third Wednesday of every month. So that one is really easy to access. So this month's read is The Confession Club by Elizabeth Berg. So if you're a woman who has read The Confession Club or wants to run out to a local retailer and purchase The Confession Club, feel free to join on that next Wednesday. Yes.
You know, I wonder if there are community members who may want to read the book or engage with the book and may not have the support or financial resources to do so. I think what I'll say in this particular moment is that we would be willing to buy copies of the book for those who have some challenges and resources for that. So
definitely
throwing that out, and maybe this is live TV, right, or live programming.
Maybe
live. I think just to add to that, you know, what I will think about doing, or what we should do, is possibly just have copies of the books that we are going to be doing here at the Center for People.
Sure.
You know, so let's look into that, because I think that'll be a good thing.
You heard it here live, folks. A conversation about building more programming right now. That's how things happen. We also encourage folks to utilize the Columbus Metropolitan Library System. They have a lot of great resources as well. So if you are more of a person who wants to keep the book, get in contact with us. We'll figure it out if you don't have the means to purchase the book for the book club. All of the this year's roster of books can be found online if you go to stonewallcolumbus.org/social programs, and you'll be able to find the Women's Book Club there. We have some fun partnerships that are coming up as well. So we are super lucky and fortunate to be partnered with the Short North Alliance for a call for artists. So Denzel, why don't you tell us about where and what this project is going to look like?
So we are celebrating our 40th year, and the Short North Alliance is working with us to do a call for artists to be able to decorate. Decorate sounds
install.
Install. Thank you. I was like, install. I was like, what is the word here? Install an art piece here on the sidewalk. And so, you know, I've had the privilege of traveling to a lot of other communities across the country. San Francisco and New York and Chicago and Bexley, right? And these places have these phenomenal crosswalks that are rainbow colored or, you know, trans pride flag colored, but something that really is symbolic of the community and is welcoming to their spaces. And I think we should have that here in Columbus, right? I think as we continue to think about our city as a welcoming and inclusive city, then we need to have more representative art that says that supports that, but also in a way holds us accountable to that. And so this art installation that will wrap around the building on its sidewalk will be and should be a reflection of diversity and inclusion in its most holistic form that inspires our community to come out and, quite honestly, take photos with it. So, you know, when I think back to seeing photos of the sidewalks in some of the cities I mentioned in Chicago, you know, people come from across the country to take photos with those things. I think people should be coming to Columbus to take photos with that, with whatever we install here. And hopefully our community will lean in and submit their interests in being a part of this. The deadline was last week, but it has been extended. I think there may have been a little bit of technical difficulty with the form. So if that was part of what held people back from applying and submitting interest, hopefully they'll go ahead and do that this time. They can find that information on our Instagram and Facebook pages, as well as going to the Short North Alliance's Instagram and Facebook pages, as well as their website as well. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Super excited.
We would say that it would be done by our 40th birthday, which is on September 23rd, but I don't think that's going to happen.
That's
right?
okay.
I think it should, right? We want to take the time to make sure that we have the best entries and submissions and the best consideration. And then, of course, that we take the time to install something that will last for quite some time.
Agreed. And if you want to see some examples, maybe you're not familiar with some of the crosswalks that Denzel is referring to, you can go to Bexley, so just right outside of Columbus proper, right in front of their library, in between their library parking lot. There is a rainbow crosswalk there with the progressive pride flag. So huge push from the community in Bexley to have a little symbol of inclusion. It's really, really cute. The Bexley Library is also a gorgeous space. So if you would like to check that out, definitely head over to Bexley. Or if you're looking for some live footage of the crosswalk in Atlanta, Georgia, you can check out on our previous live during our I'm Black and I'm Proud virtual ball in June. You can look at the last set of videos, the last kind of, oh my gosh, I cannot remember the category, but there was the winner of the category was literally dipping and doing everything, but they were doing it on a rainbow crosswalk in the middle of traffic. And again, we are not promoting that. We want you to safety first. But I will say, iconic. It was gorgeous. It was so cute. So again, if you want to see one of those crosswalks in action, you can look up a hashtag, or you can go to our Facebook page and look at that last video during the virtual Pride. So that's really exciting, and we really hope that we get some awesome entries. And again, that deadline is the 16th, so that's this coming Monday. So close deadline, but we really encourage folks, like, take some time. You got the weekend, let's take some time this weekend to get your entries ready. Another point of collaboration, on Saturday, the 28th, at the Funny Bone in Easton, we have the Queer Queens of Comedy. That's 3 Qs, so 3 Q to the third power. That is headlining Vicky Shaw and Poppy Chaplin. So Chaplin, not Choplin, my apologies. So that will be at the Funny Bone on the 28th, with a portion of the proceeds coming to the community serving programs here at Stonewall. So if you want a good queer laugh, go see some queer ladies cutting it up at the Funny Bone on the 28th. Unfortunately, I will be out of town that day, or else I would be going there because I love some stand-up. But you can find some more information on our website, or you can check out their Facebook page as well. So again, that's Queer Queens of Comedy, and anything that would be a C is with a Q. So comedy with a Q, Queer Queens of Comedy. And I'm trying to think, last but not least, September 25th, what's going on, Denzel?
September 25th, we are having a little birthday party. So we are turning 40 this year, or we turned 40 this year officially on September 23rd. And then we'll be hosting an event on September 25th. I think it is a fundraising event, and because our organization is a nonprofit, and we have to figure out ways to raise funds in order to turn on programming or execute any programming that we do. This is one of the essential ways to do so. And so we are opening and inviting our community members, those who are willing and able to contribute $100 for a ticket to be a part of this event. It is a limited event. We are trying our best to be responsible as we do again step into this COVID space, and looking at how that may impact those who are in the building. But it's a soiree, a party, a get together, but ultimately also an opportunity for people to come in and see the building. I think what we opened in 2019 in January, and we still have not had that opportunity to really have community members and others in the building to really get a look at what's been going on here. So I'm looking forward to September 25th, with our primary sponsors being US Bank. So US Bank is really helping contribute to this. Proceeds, again, from this particular event do go to programming here at the center. Not to put Zach on the spot, right, but to sort of put Zach on the spot, right? Like, I think this is one of the great things, right, is we have a program director that we've not had for several years, and that came through fundraising, and that came through grant writing, and being able to have this position. And so this anniversary party is also that, to be able to continue to support our programs, to ensure that as community members raise their hand and say, hey, this is something that we are in need of or looking for, that we have the resources and are able to do that. We want to be able to respond more in time to the community, and these sort of fundraising events allow us to do exactly that. I would love to say that we have unlimited resources and grants coming from everywhere to do the things that we do, but that's just not the space in which we exist. And so until we get there, we will look at these fundraising events to be able to execute programming. So hopefully folks will come out on September 25th safely to be a part of a celebration and recognition for us being here for 40 years as an organization in Central Ohio. I sit back and think to the opportunity for being around for 40 years is quite phenomenal. As I already said, I visited a lot of LGBTQ centers and organizations across the country, doing my own research and figuring out things. Actually, I was just visiting with the great folks in Chicago at the Center on Halsted, that's opened in 2017. So when you think about even that, to be around for 40 years was quite a feat, and we hope the community will continue to support the organization and continue to help us be better and do better. And one of the ways is by coming out on September 25th and celebrating with us for a little bit.
Agreed. It's really exciting.
Well, I think those are our updates, and
yeah,
it's, right now, coming off of a crazy Pride Month in June, and then taking a little time in July. Internally, we're really sort of nose to the grindstone to turn on programming, to continue our fundraising activity, to ensure that operationally the organization is set up for success for another 40 years. And so, I think I continually say if folks are able and willing to volunteer and lend a hand in any way, shape, or form, we
definitely
love that. Yes, it's great to have donation, but if you can volunteer and be a center greeter sitting at the front desk, or
time and talent, we love it.
We do appreciate that. Or if you find that you have opportunity and desire to be someone who staffs a program or something for us, reach out to Zach so that we can start to connect and collect those names of people who can be engaged in the community. But we're working. I think while we may not be out on the street celebrating and partying with everyone in Pride, we are definitely behind the scenes working to ensure that we have programming and support for the community. So
agreed.
Well,
so be on the lookout. Obviously, I'm hoping that if you're watching this, you already follow us on Facebook and Instagram. As well as if you're tuned into some of our programming, looking on our events calendar on our website. So just stay tuned. We have so much more, because as we are wrapping things up now, I'm thinking of 5 other things that we could talk about. But again, want to keep it cute, keep it brief. So we really appreciate you for tuning in, and keep following us, and we'll show you more awesome programs that we're providing for the community.
Thanks for joining us. Happy Pride.
All right. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Pride as always. With
365. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.
Until next time. Ciao.